Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool's best starting lineup after Alexander Isak transfer as clear dilemma emerges. Liverpool have a selection dilemma to face after a £444 million summer transfer spend. It was a record-breaking summer for Liverpool Football Club as the Reds went on a spending spree that saw them shell out over £400 million on new players. The Premier League champions' show of ambition saw them bring in Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak in separate deals worth over £100 million each. Meanwhile, Milos Kerkez, Georgi Mamardashvili, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone and Hugo Ekitike were also brought to the club in high-profile transfers. It puts Arne Slot's side in a strong position to defend their league title, yet the Dutchman faces a challenge to rotate his side and keep everyone happy. So what is his best lineup? Echo writers Paul Gorst and Joe Rimmer have their say. Paul Gorst: so if Liverpool were playing in the Champions League final next week with a clean bill of health, who gets the nod following £444 million worth of investment this summer? Georgi Mamardashvili will provide Alisson Becker with real international class competition for the years ahead, but the Brazil #1 remains the best man for the job in goal. At right back, the pace, power and tenacity of Connor Bradley is a real option, and Dominic Szoboszlai has shown he can excel when called upon in that position also, but I am going to give new signing Jeremy Frimpong the nod. The Netherlands international can also help Mohamed Salah cause chaos by going on the outside with his blistering pace. We're yet to see what Frimpong can truly do, but I am backing him on the flank. Milos Kerkez is on the opposite flank as he goes about forging a path as Liverpool's left-back for the long term, while Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk at centre-half is about as straightforward as it gets with this particular team selection. In midfield, it's a case of 3-2 for me. While Curtis Jones is growing in importance in this Liverpool squad, I still suspect the starting 11 will come down to two of either Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis Mac Allister and Szoboszlai. It's a welcome headache for Slot to have, but I am going to stick with the first two, and the Hungary captain can be the first reserve off the bench. It's harsh on Szoboszlai, who has started the season so strongly, but Gravenberch and Mac Allister's partnership is a must. That means Florian Wirtz operates as the number 10 just behind Alexander Isak, who leads the line in place of Hugo Ekitike, who has made a superb start to Liverpool life, it must be stressed. Cody Gakpo is now the undisputed first choice on the left, and Sulla, who else, patrols the right side. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone. Our second news is Liverpool transfer news amid Federico Chiesa calls and battle for Marc Guehi alternative. Liverpool transfer news as Federico Chiesa could still be on the move from Anfield before too long, while the Reds reportedly face a battle for an alternative to Marc Guehi. Liverpool fans will be eagerly counting down the days until the end of the international break as they wait to see their latest record signing in action. Having broken the Premier League's transfer record for the second time in the summer to land Alexander Isak on deadline day, the Reds have been made to wait to see their new striker make his debut, with the break coming at a frustrating time for all at Anfield. But even before their latest signing takes to the field for the first time, rumors are already abound about what business could be up next for the Reds, with claims there could even be an exit in the coming days. Besiktas has made contact over a potential move for Federico Chiesa, according to Fabrizio Romano. Although the Premier League's transfer window is now closed, the Turkish window remains open until September 12, meaning there is still an option should Liverpool want to offload any of its players. Romano claims that Besiktas has looked to find out more about Chiesa's situation, although Liverpool is not prepared to let the Italian go out on loan. Negotiations are said to not be advanced, although the Turkish club is said to be prepared to invest money in its search for a new winger. Liverpool's home and away strips for the 2025-26 season are the first in their new partnership with Adidas. Fans can order jerseys in the US at fanatics.com or via the LFC online store in both the US and across the world. Jan-Paul van Hecke, Brighton. Liverpool is interested in Brighton defender Jan-Paul van Hecke, according to Give Me Sport. The 25-year-old could provide an alternative to Marc Guehi, although the Reds may well face competition for his signature. Both Tottenham and Newcastle are said to be keen, with Van Heck claimed to be delaying a new contract with Brighton as he wants to see whether any concrete offers arrive in the January window. The Netherlands international is said to have had a price tag in the region of $59 million during the summer, and with his contract running until 2027, it's unlikely he would go for much cheaper. Liverpool.com says, "This one doesn't seem to make a lot of sense for Liverpool. Why go for a player who could cost nearly $60 million, when Guehi will likely cost less than half that in January, or even nothing at all in the summer? Assuming both Liverpool and Guehi are still keen on the move, that will surely be the one that goes through, and any alternative option would have to be an outstanding one to convince the Reds otherwise." Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update because at LFC Transfer. Our third news is remarkable way Trent Alexander-Arnold learned about Real Madrid transfer from Liverpool revealed. Trent Alexander-Arnold had already announced he was joining Real Madrid on a free transfer when his contract expired, before Liverpool chiefs told him he'd be going sooner than he thought. Trent Alexander-Arnold was surprised to discover that Real Madrid had forked out £10 million to prematurely end his Liverpool contract to enable him to play at the FIFA Club World Cup, learning they had done so as the Reds celebrated their Premier League title triumph. The England right-back was already set to depart on a free transfer to Madrid, a move that sparked outrage among many Red supporters, upset that a homegrown talent and one of their most valuable assets was leaving the club for nothing. And during the club's end-of-season open-top bus parade as they celebrated their Premier League title win, Fenway Sports Group's football chief executive Michael Edwards informed Alexander-Arnold that Madrid had made their move. As first reported by The Telegraph, Edwards, Liverpool sporting director Richard Hughes, and FSG president Mike Gordon broke the news to Alexander-Arnold that his switch to the Bernabeu was being brought forward by a month. The Spanish giants had already secured Alexander-Arnold's signature for when his Liverpool contract ended, but were eager to bring him in for the Club World Cup, which kicked off in June, before his contract was up. The £10 million expenditure was significant, but with almost £100 million in prize money for the tournament winner, Los Blancos decided it was a cost worth paying. In the end, Madrid only made it to the semi-finals, but at least Liverpool received some compensation for Alexander-Arnold, who they had nurtured since he joined the academy at the tender age of 6. Liverpool secured the services of Dutch international Jeremy Frimpong just days later, signing him from Bayer Leverkusen to be Alexander-Arnold's replacement, kick-starting a record-breaking summer transfer splurge that culminated with the £125 million deadline day signing of Alexander Isak from Newcastle United. Like Liverpool fans with Alexander-Arnold, Newcastle supporters were left furious with Isak's antics before his exit. However, former Liverpool icon Dietmar Hamann reckons the circumstances surrounding their respective exits cannot be compared. "I don't think you can compare Alexander Isak to Trent Alexander-Arnold because Trent didn't do anything wrong," Hamann told CoinPoker. If Liverpool wanted to keep him, they could have offered him an improved contract a year earlier, and he probably would have signed it. The fact that they didn't, and he let his contract run out, means he's free to go where he wants. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone. Our fourth news is Hugo Ekitike sent new Alexander Isak warning over Liverpool role, "You have to develop." Big things are expected of Alexander Isak after his record-breaking £125 million move to Liverpool on deadline day, but his arrival could cause difficulties for fellow new forward Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool star Hugo Ekitike has been warned by Florent Malouda that he must adapt after the arrival of Alexander Isak at Anfield. The Frenchman was signed from Eintracht Frankfurt for around £79 million this summer and was expected to be Liverpool's first-choice striker this season, but Liverpool then splashed out a British transfer record of £125 million on Isak during a frantic deadline day, with the ex-Newcastle star now expected to move ahead of Ekitike in the pecking order. Ekitike has started all of Liverpool's first 3 Premier League games this season and has been a hit so far, scoring 2 goals and assisting once. But with Isak putting his position as a first-choice forward under threat, Ekitike's fellow Frenchman Malouda has given him some words of advice to help him stay in the team. Speaking to Boyle Sports, Malouda said, "Will Alexander Isak impact the development of Hugo Ekitike? Yes, but great players adapt all the time. You have to renew yourself. You have to almost develop a toolbox. There's always your favorite position, but in modern football, you also have the defensive part of the game where you need to be involved. That doesn't stop you from being at your best level. Especially with young players, that's what's difficult to get. You need to give to the team first. It doesn't matter the position. Then, with the relationship you create with the players around you, you will get the chances to score back because he's a natural goal scorer. He's a real threat, and he has this experience at PSG with a lot of stars, so he knows how to navigate in a dressing room full of stars. But his main thing is he wants to be on the pitch, he wants to improve his stats, deliver, and answer to the expectations around him. There will be huge expectation on Isak to deliver the goals for Liverpool in their quest to retain the Premier League title after he netted 23 goals last season. Ekitike will still have chance to be selected in the event Isak is installed as the first-choice striker, with the 23-year-old able to play on the wing. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone. Our 5th news is Liverpool news. Alexander Isak fitness update as transfer interest in £43 million star confirmed. Liverpool signed Alexander Isak on transfer deadline day to end one of the transfer sagas of the summer, but it may take some time for the Sweden international to hit the ground running. Liverpool finally ended a busy transfer window and got a deal over the line for Alexander Isak, but still the Reds must wait to see the British record signing. The international break is firmly underway, meaning that Isak has yet to link up with his teammates, and the Swede departed the country a matter of hours after his deal got over the line. The striker has not trained with Newcastle's first team all summer, and he will still be required to get up to speed for the Reds. The Premier League champions have been fine without him so far and have recorded a perfect start in the division. The likes of Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, and Jeremy Frimpong are quickly settling into Arne Slot's plans. In a week's time Liverpool will travel to Turf Moor to take on Burnley. And perhaps then Red supporters will get an even fuller vision of what Slot's side can offer this season with the transfer window shut. Alexander Isak had to settle with remaining on the bench as Sweden drew with Slovenia. And boss Jon Dahl Tomasson has revealed that it was too big of a risk to bring the Liverpool forward on in a bid to make a difference. The former AC Milan forward believes Isak's fitness needs to be carefully managed after a pre-season of ill preparation. He had only done 3 training sessions with the team, Tomasson told Viaplay after the match. He had no pre-season with the team and of course no playing time. The risk was probably a bit too great to use him today. Pressed whether he could be used in Sweden's next match against Kosovo on Monday, Tomasson replied, hopefully. As a game changer. Wirtz verdict. Germany legend Lothar Matthäus expects Florian Wirtz to thrive at Liverpool once he settles in on Merseyside. Wirtz joined the Reds in a blockbuster deal from Bayer Leverkusen earlier in the summer, with Matthäus telling Sky Germany that the playmaker will soon make a bigger impact. This is normal, after such a big move abroad. But he is a great player, will get used to the Premier League over time and be able to handle even greater pressure, he said. I felt the same way at Inter Milan at first. Andy Brame, whose transfer was rather silent, immediately performed in Milan. I also had to get used to everything because of the media hype and the higher transfer fee. Transfer interest confirmed. Lion star Malik Fofana has confirmed there was transfer interest from Liverpool and Chelsea in his signature this summer. The £43 million attacker never saw prospect of a move advance despite initial contact, however. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications. Our last news is, damn, Alexis Mac Allister has completely changed his perception about one Liverpool teammate. Alexis Mac Allister has admitted that he's done a complete 180 on one of his Liverpool teammates since coming to Anfield in 2023. The Argentine was one of 4 South American players who helped the Reds to win the Premier League last season, but he and Alisson Becker are now the only 2 remaining on Merseyside after the summer exits of Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez. The Brazilian's reputation as one of the best goalkeepers in the world has been widely held for some time, including by his peers at rival clubs, but our current number 10 wasn't a member of the 32-year-old's fan club until seeing him every day in training. Mac Allister makes surprising confession about Alisson. Mac Allister has candidly confessed that, during his days at Brighton, he wasn't wholly convinced about Alisson's abilities, but that perception has rapidly changed over the past couple of years. As per ESPN UK, the 26-year-old said, "I tell him, you know, when I was at Brighton, I didn't understand what the hype was all about. I didn't really rate you. Now, damn. I have to admit, you're the best. Well, okay, you, Dibu, Emiliano Martinez, and Thibaut Courtois. He hasn't invited me to his house for a barbecue yet, so he has this season ahead to keep to his word." Mac Allister has since seen the light. Alisson had already been a world-class figure at Liverpool for 5 years by the time that Mac Allister signed, so it seems surprising that the ex-Brighton midfielder didn't really rate the Reds' number 1 for so long. However, having had the privilege of training and playing alongside him for a couple of seasons now, the Argentine has been forced to shelve any neighboring rivalry with his Brazilian teammate. The 32-year-old's quality as a shot-stopper has been evident for years, and he also showed his ingenuity in last weekend's win over Arsenal by cleverly directing Cody Gakpo and Florian Wirtz to block David Raya's view of Dominic Soboslai's show-shopping free kick. The goalkeeping position had been problematic at Liverpool for a long time until Alisson joined from Roma in 2018. Since then, he's been literally the first name on the team sheet when available, with even Kevin Kelleher feeling compelled to move on from Anfield this summer in search of regular game time. Mac Allister's initial opinion about our number 1 might seem surprising, but we can all be guilty of misjudgments. Just remember, Decca once told the Beatles that they had no future in show business. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.